Hello, everyone. How are you? Hey, I know you've seen my videos regarding our training this Saturday. We have an event this Saturday for those of you that are interested in learning more about how to reduce your tax burden. So be sure to join us Saturday, January 28th at 11 a.m. at the Lago Financial Training Center. It's open to the public, of course. This is a financial literacy in conjunction with the Douglas Eze Foundation. Yeah, I know you're probably wondering what is this picture on here. Well, this picture is the IRS tax bracket. So basically, in 1913, taxes was introduced to the United States of America. It was supposed to be a temporary situation. It was meant to be 7% for people that made over 500,000. You know, you've heard of politicians say we're just going to tax the wealthy. We're only looking for people that make over $500,000. We're going to tax them 7%. Well, fast forward in 1918, they said, well, let's go after the people that make over $1 million. But you know what? We're going to tax them at the highest tax rate, 77%, if you make over $1 million. That's 5 years later. Now, fast forward again, 10 years later, in 1928, they say, you know what? We're not getting enough money. We need to go after people that make over $100,000. So they brought down the income level and we'll tax them at 25%. Well, for those of you that don't realize what just happened, they figure we could go after a lot more people and get more money instead of just going after the 1%ers. Now they raised it again in 1945 to 200,000, but look at the tax bracket, 94%. That's very high. So my point, folks, is you see how the federal government get to control the taxes. Now look at this in 1990, 98, 1989, the tax bracket is 28% if you make over $30,000 in income. This was during the Ronald Reagan era. And you know what? A lot of folks were excited about that. A lot of the wealthy families, because they said, you know, this is the biggest tax break ever. But for those of you the person that's making 30,000, it wasn't that exciting for that person, you know, because they get to pay 28% on 30 grand. But the rich got a tax break. Now look at this. In today's world, in 2015, 39.6 percent if you make over $464,000. You know, we don't know what the future holds, and they get to determine, you know, based on different things. I know you were probably wondering, this was during the World War II that they were charging 94%. You know, we had the Vietnam War, we had the JFK time. So right now, we don't know what the future holds. There's a lot of situation going on right now that we don't realize how much money, you know, we owe, and who's going to pay that debt. There's two wars that's not been paid for. We got the healthcare that's not been paid for. So they get to control the amount of taxes. Right, the average tax bracket today is 58.24%. That's very, very high. Now, check this out. You have all this money sitting in your retirement plan. Well, depending on who the president is, or who you voted for, well, they get to determine and tell the American people, well, we need to raise the taxes on the rich. Well, guess what? You might be unlucky and you're retiring that year, and the tax bracket is at 40%, the highest tax rate. That means you got to pay the federal government $400,000 of your IRA money, or your 401k money, or your TSP money. That's under $1 million. So you walk away with $600,000, and we've not even accounted for inflation at that point. And I just want to show you this real quick, so you could see the lowest tax bracket. You know, right now it's 10%. That means you're making over $18,000 a year. You'll be at a 10% tax bracket. The highest tax bracket is $464,000. And if we look back to when taxes was introduced, man, it used to be 1% if you make $20,000 in income. Look at that, 1%. So they, again, when they raise the taxes on everyone, they raise it on everyone. So folks, they dropped remember how it was 1%? Look at this right now. Today, I mean, it used to be 22% for the lowest tax bracket, 20% right there for the lowest tax bracket. You know, if you're the lower, but your income is $4,000. So they go after everyone. So don't think you're immune from that situation just because you're on a lower tax bracket. They're saying, to be in the lowest bracket, we're going to charge 20% if you make $4,000 a year. And then look at that, 91% for 400 grand. So, they have the power to make those decisions. So the question to you is, what are you going to do? So come join us this Saturday as we address these situations and help you understand taxes. See you Saturday at 11 o'clock. Bye.